Like what the opposition would be, like is it with issues with CEQA, is it issues with other state put in policies that would prevent projects like that, or is it more on the local level of, not in our backyard type of mentalities? Like what would keep that kind of bill moving forward?
In terms of
The one that you put forward that you said that when you get
for land use to be
yes.
a local affair.
Yes.
Yeah, the concern is basically that there is a perception that the governor and the majority of the legislature buys into that cities have been an obstacle in terms of building more housing. That local city councils are more sensitive to the NIMBY voices. And that's why we're facing this housing supply shortage. I think it's a balancing act. I do think there are some communities that are saying, no building, in our backyards. So I think there should be a balancing act, which cities should be in the best position to be able to strike that balance, given that we shouldn't have a one size fits all from the state line. Lomina's got different circumstances from Palos Verdes estates or Gardena.
Personally, I'd be very much against any overly restrictive policies about disallowing foreign investment.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of commercial properties. The majority of the folks that I work with are foreign born. And they're in many cases, the classic entrepreneurs.
Sure.
And they're driving a small business.
Sure.
They're providing jobs.
Yeah.
And such.
I think we can easily draw a distinction between commercial versus residential.
Even on the residential side, I would not like to see, I'd be very against any restrictions on that. Unless it's really, statewide sensitive, national level, it's state sensitive property that's very much in
Yeah.
But as far as local control, we had the RETA that was proposed, but the RETA is finishing up revising the general plan, and there's quite a bit of local control. Overall, what I see is the local community typically isn't very involved in that process.
He's talking about how the local community isn't able to get involved with the planning process.
As far as the RETA numbers looking from the state, the city is actually, the council voted in numbers that with the zoning and a lot of uses that come in that are several times more than what the RETA numbers are.
The city planned for more than what the RETA numbers
were. The major nodes and such that were proposed, and they're on coming in the general plan. No, that's another thing. But what I do like is that it really, I live in a single family home, and it's in a quiet neighborhood, and I was very much against any further increase in the densities within the single family home neighborhoods. And they, in the general plan, pretty much coincides. I think most residents in those neighborhoods, that's the general view. But I do like that the increased density is going to be along transportation corridors, mixed use overlays, and then we have several major nodes with higher density to be allowed.
So you would support planned higher density housing?
Yeah, that's pretty much what the general plan, the way it's going. But they went over about what the RETA was. But I think it was for the most part pretty well planned.
Okay, so kudos to the city council.
Yeah, it's kind of a mixed blessing, but I do like a lot of things that we're doing. There's quite a bit of local control. The more people locally are involved, the more that will count. But feel like at the planning commission meetings and such, even some of the city council meetings, for them to be, I'm the last person sitting in the seat. And there's not a lot of local involvement on,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that's on the residents. I mean.
Yeah, that's all the residents, if they wanted to be more involved, there's a lot of opportunities to be involved.
I want to give the mayor or Councilmember Wade, if you have any, did you
Yeah,
want to add
I
anything?
think part of it goes back to, I would offer up, we are certainly, doing what we need to do to comply with everything, right? I mean, we've updated we have an approved housing element, we've updated our general plan. Going back to your El Camino district as an example, we have design standards, right? So it goes back to, and it goes back to where do we want to see that development, right? It's on Lomita Boulevard, it's on Narbonne, it's on PCH, right? Hey, let's not go put a high-rise on, Woodward, Oak Street, some of those areas, right? So let's do smart development is what I would characterize. And then, as George suggested, then it goes back to all the zoning and everything, all the other updates to facilitate that, but we recognize we're not builders, right? So, we could do all we can, and I think we've done all we can to facilitate development, but then it's the partnership with developers to make that happen.
It's not a new thing. I mean, we've been working, I was on the planning commission around 2000, and we were working on creating more mixed use along Narbonne. Well, and some of it's just now under construction. So you got to take a long view on this stuff, but the fact is that the development that's happened there has generally been nice, and also has cleaned up some real blight. So it was